Hi, I'm Mike McGrath, Education Director of the Scout Victory Garden here at Akridge Scout Reservation near Camden, Delaware. And I'd like to welcome you to our video number 3, and this one is concerning planting. Yeah, the sun is out, the sky is blue, the temperatures are warming up, and we're getting anxious to start the garden. We were going to be planting 2 different ways. We would plant seeds, of course, directly into the garden. We also might plant bulbs like onion bulbs, and we will also be using transplants, tomatoes, peppers, cabbage, other vegetables that were started indoors some weeks ago and are now either in packs or in peat pots and now be transplanted to the garden. There's several considerations that we have to take into account. First, we have to have good soil preparation. Now, the garden has already been plowed. It's been rototilled a couple times, so it's in pretty good shape. But going back to some of the tools that I mentioned in an earlier video, you might want to use your rake to make sure that the soil is leveled and fine and ready to receive seed. We also want to watch the temperature and follow our schedule. Remember that little notebook that we started and the map that we made and the program that we put together of when we're going to plant what seeds and what varieties? Well, now's the time to pull out your work and put it into practice. Collect the seeds and the bulbs, the plants. Some of those will be available here at the garden. Check with our garden coordinator to see what's available. But you may have some of your own. But in any event, you're going to watch the weather, watch the temperature, look for good soil moisture, and a soil thermometer might be even an excellent investment because it's soil temperature that really matters. But soil preparation and proper planting comes first. Using rake to prep the soil, we want to get debris and any small rocks out of the way. We don't need to go too deep. Just get the stuff off the top and get a nice fine seed bed in the soil created with the teeth of the rake. And when we're satisfied that all the clods are out of the way, we've gotten any stones and debris out of the way, we can use the back of the rake to actually make a furrow that we're going to plant the seeds in. Those seeds need to be about twice as deep as the diameter of the seed. And then we're just going to cover those seed back up once we've put them in at the proper spacing. Then we're going to tamp it down. And then just a little bit of watering on top of that seed bed will make the right environment for those seeds to flourish. If we're putting plants in the ground, after we've got the soil leveled with our rake and nice and fine and ready to receive plants, let's say we've got a peat pot with a tomato in it. We might want to take our hoe and we're just going to dig a hole. And that hole needs to be about twice as big in diameter as the plant that we're putting in there, the pot or the bare root plant. Once that plant's in there, we're going to pull dirt around it. And again, we're going to water that and make sure it's tamped, not too hard, but firmly around that plant. So again, make sure that you water correctly. Don't overwater, but just enough to settle in the soil around those new seeds and plants. You may also want to pull in a little mulch in order to cover and conserve moisture where you've planted those seeds or around the plants that you've just put in the ground. Mulching will help control weeds, conserve moisture, help control bugs and disease as well. It's a valuable tool here in the garden. You can use lots of things for mulch. You might have newspapers around the house. You might have some straw that you've accumulated. Most any kind of material that's inert, like wood chips, would be just fine, as long as they're organic. We also want to make sure that we watch out for bugs on these new plants as they start emerging. That's when insects can get a real bad start on your plants. As the plants come up from the seed that you've planted, you want to watch and make sure that they are particularly careful until they change their leaves. And then you can pull some more mulch around them once those true leaves have emerged. Then make sure you keep the water coming, and as they grow, mulch them some more as they get taller and bigger and as they spread out. That mulch is going to be your tool to keep down weeds and conserve moisture. Well, you should get a good start if you look at some of the YouTube videos and web pages that we've put into the description below. And remember to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to be notified about new videos. And call our garden coordinator if you have any questions about the garden or want to share the garden experience with others who might want to sign up for the Scout Victory Garden here at Akridge Scout Reservation near Camden, Delaware. And I'll see you in our next video. Bye now.